nothing even matters when you do make it and you get there. Oh, man were laughing when man was driving the bus. Doesn't matter now. Cool, I was sleeping on floors and couches and doing that, trying to get on. All that stuff just builds the character, and builds the story, builds resilience. There's a business behind it, and you want to make sure that you are benefiting from it and not being exploited.
Our sponsors, for the perspective, Fireway Pizza are offering you guys 20% off using our discount code AD20. Use it today, man. Save money, be patterned. We got you. AD20, Fireway Pizza.
Bashy.
Yes.
My brother.
My bro.
Right, we were talking off camera and I was saying the last interview we done was 2013.
11 years ago. It's amazing. Well done.
Well done to you.
Thank you.
I remember the Chomper mixtapes and we were talking about the branding, the marketing. And that was like talking about like, yo, this is what he was doing. He was before and ahead of his time. And then that was 11 years ago. Now fast forward, we're now 11 years
After that.
Yeah. And this masterpiece of work that you've created. I don't want to give like the super long monologue about it, but like, bro, I think first off, thank you for your contribution, because this isn't new. From Black Boys to other records you put in, it's really like you've shown a lot of leadership and courage in your music and the things that you're willing to address. So from brother to brother, I have to like applaud you for that, bro.
No, respect, bro. Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
This album, what sparks you to actually want to create it and go in depth? Like, what was the trigger moment for you?
I had something to say just about maybe my life and also where I come from, the community that I'm from, people that grew up like me, the same. And I just wanted to tell that story in the most authentic way that I could. And yeah, bro, tell the story, man, of just like where we're from, who we are. So it's sort of, if you are younger, then you could feel like, oh, okay, that's what that generation experienced, and maybe pick up some things later on, some of the lessons maybe that's there, not through like preaching or anything, but just from experience. You hear someone else's story and then you can be like, okay, cool, that's what happens. Similar to like if I listen to like some of my favorite rappers, right? Sometimes I didn't even understand what they were talking about early on, and it's only as I grew in my life and then achieved certain milestones myself, then I was like, oh, cool, that's what my man was talking about, you get me? And then it serves as the older generation, looking at our generation, they can be like, oh, okay, cool, that's what our sons and granddaughters or daughters and sons have experienced growing up. And then if you're from man's generation, then hopefully the hope is that people heard it and they feel like, yep, that's true, that's right, that is, he's telling an authentic story, and that's how we was growing up, that's what some of us were experiencing, that's what we've gone through. Yeah, and I wanted to tell that story. It started, like the idea had started in, during COVID, bro. That's when I first had the spark, because Toddler T texted me, yeah? And he said, like, yo, music or something. And I was just like, well, I was filming, right? If anyone who's watching this and maybe not familiar with my story, I'm also an actor as well, right? So I make music and an actor, right? And so I was away filming, and yeah, he just texted me, bro, and I wasn't interested. I didn't really think to be honest, bro, I didn't think I'll make music again. I was quite content with acting and following that path and trajectory. But there was a feeling missing, you know? Like, I love music. I love, like, creating in that way. I love storytelling through acting, of course, but then also through the medium of music. And then Toddler texted me, and I was kind of like, I'm not sure, maybe. Yeah, when I get back to England, knowing that I'm not coming back for a long time, you know. So then, and then Progression also texted me something similar. And for those who are not familiar with like Toddler to Your Progression, two like really serious music music producers, real music producers, yeah. And for the culture as well, they're from the culture. So yeah, he texted me a similar sentiment. He even met me actually. I was in LA and he come and met me and was like, so music. And I was like, I don't know, man. He's like, come on, man. Like, you got an important voice, man. People would want to hear what you've got to say. You've got a different perspective. Like, you're from their ends, but you've got a different story. You've come up a different way. So then, yeah, then the pandemic hit. And I think maybe like a lot of other people, I'm assuming it was a time to reflect for a lot of people, certainly for me. And but I just started thinking about my life, where man's from, like my family. Started thinking about my grandma's generation, the sacrifice that generation made to like come to the UK. Like my grandparents have left Jamaica, left Dominica, left all they've known to come here so that like future generations of their family could have an opportunity. And then there I was, living embodiment of that opportunity, right? I'm in America. I'm the lead of a TV series, like been the lead of like multiple TV series. I'm thinking, raw, all that stuff started to just hit me in that moment because I was by myself. It was locked down. I couldn't fly home. Right, but it just started to hit me, all of that. My dad sending me pictures of his childhood. I'm thinking, raw, my dad's telling me mad stories about his life. And then I was thinking about my life, and just feeling mad gratitude and grateful about everything, bro. So then I just started writing more thoughts. It wasn't even music at first. It was just more like thoughts. How do I feel about this? Just really like looking into myself. And then, yeah, then it was pandemic, and then we shut down from filming and we couldn't film anymore. So then I was thinking, right, if I don't write now, like, I'm never gonna write anything, because I'd been working back to back on acting projects for really since I kind of last spoke with you, man. Like last 10 years, really, it's just been back to back. So that was like a forced break on myself, but everyone. And then, yeah, bro, come back to England, and then, yeah, just started going studio. And I wanted everything to be like, I wanted everything to be cohesive. So not just be making it for the sake of it. It's like, the music had to feel like that as well. So even the soundscape behind what I was talking about, I wanted it to really elevate what I was saying. And I wanted it to feel like, I wanted you to be able to hear the lyrics and understand what I'm saying and not waste the line, no embellishment, no exaggeration, just the truth. And then with the music soundscape, same thing. I wanted it to really represent the soundscape of how my life is and how other people's life is like mine, yeah? So I grew up listening to lovers rock, dancehall music, revival music, calypso, zouk, house and garage, jungle, and then sort of like when I started to find my feet musically, it was through the scope of grime, right, on pirate radio, and then I've got a love of hip hop, yeah? So then I wanted to fuse those together in a cohesive way that wasn't contrived, was honest, you know? And I think that's what I've always wanted to do. Maybe I just didn't have the dexterity or the the know-how how to do it like I do now. And so I feel like maybe this album is a culmination of all those, you know, maybe skills and experiences that I've learned over the years. So yeah, bro. Yeah, man. And just put it together, like, independently as well. Yeah, man. And I wanted, do you know what? I wanted to be proud of the album, yeah, and I wanted my family to be proud of it as well. Like, I want my mum to be able to, like, send it to her friend and be like, yo, Ashley's got an album, like, check it out, you know, and that they can listen to it. But then same time, I could give it to my nephew and he'd be like, 'cause he, you know, even my nephew heard it and was like, yo, this is hot. Yo, this is tough. Like, what the fuck? And he's like 18, 19, yeah, 18. So yeah, it's just, yeah, that's what I'd hoped for, bro. And it seems to be the outpouring of love and respect that this album is receiving. Bro, it's mad, bro. Every day, snowballing as well, as more and more people hear it. And the word of mouth is really spreading it, like spreading the word about the album. And yeah, but you can't really pay for that, you know? You can't, my friend told me, he called me, he was like, listen, man, you can't fake how people feel, you know? Like, that's something you can't buy. Like, so, yeah, the fact that the culture feels the way they do about the album, bro, for me, it's overwhelming still, but yeah, man, it's good, man.
It reminds me, bro, it's like, anytime I, like, used to talk to, like, my West Indian friends, they used to be like, I'd be like, where did you get your influence from music? They'd be like, oh, my dad used to play vinyls in the yard.
Yeah.
And when I listen to the music, I could hear a lot of the revival elements. And then when you're just saying now about how you've made a project that's actually similar to how most people grew up in, like, their parents played it, it then went to them, they picked up a love for it, it then goes to their kids. And I thought the album, when I was listening, I was thinking, yo, he's being very specific about the type of music he's using, because it just felt like a timestamp.
Yeah.
I could feel, I was thinking, wow, like this, it was just so cinematic in my head when I was listening to it. And I was like, this is the thing that all my friends are, who, like, when you're in the music industry, you wait for these type of projects, because it's like, see, that's what I was talking, because it's not in the market.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like when someone takes their time, and actually that's almost the real artist development. You, like you're saying, you've got to this position now where now there is a story to be told, and there's a way that I'm going to apply myself. So when I listened to it, like, I had so many notes about the project, because it was just like, the production alone, I was just like, yeah, this is serious. So I presume, was progression on the product?
So Toddler and I executive produced the album, and Toddler produced all the songs on the album, and then, like, co-production from Progression and Benji B and Kevin as well. So yeah, and then I did, like, you know, I wasn't even going to take a production credit. So, but that's, like, respect to Toddler. He was like, bro, you've done so much sort of, like, arrangement and ideas and picking samples and stuff. He was like, you need to take a production credit. See, my mind's just like, need to acting credit. What? Yeah. So yeah.
The way it was arranged, I was like, yeah, there's been care taken into this.
Consideration. Yeah. So for me, it's just like everything I do, in just whatever that is, just like, is like considered. I can be spontaneous and be free, but especially with my art, bro. But just in my life, man, like, just even things like, what food am I consuming? You know what I mean? I'm discerning about that. You know what I mean? Like, what products am I using on my skin? Like, just discerning in life, like, what products am I wearing? I try not even to wear, like, loads of logos and stuff, man. Just, it's not really my vibe, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I think that you can't hide that, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's how I live my life, and then that's filtering through into the art as well. So, yeah, man, just, considered projects, bro.
Bro, in that opening track, there were so many, like, bro, it's like, to pick apart lines.
No, pick them.
Okay, so London Borough of Brent, right?
London Borough of Brent, yeah.
Okay. there were so many things in there, and I was like, okay, cool, all right. There was the parts that stuck out to me, which I think was great to highlight, was the stuff that happened to a lot of black women and like when they give birth.
Yeah.
And then there was the lines we was talking about, like the aspirations, because most people come from an impoverished background, and then the means or the aims is to just get money.
Get out, yeah.
Then you went into like, okay, this number, then this number. Oh, but wait, tax man, and and that's financial literacy.
Yeah.
But there's a part, and there's another line I was talking about. It's like when you said the money can change you, But because you didn't explore how money impacted you. So I wanted to know, how do you feel like when you started to first get that type of money?
I think I do go on to like expound on what I was saying, because I say on that album, I say, of course the money changed me. I would hope that the money changed you, because when you're broke, you would do mad things, and when you're broke, you would do bad things, and when you're broke, you would do sad things. Yeah, that is me explaining it. Yeah, so that's like, you see, like when you don't have. When you come from nothing, right, you're doing anything to kind of get out of that situation. A lot of people, yeah. So some people, bro, are doing stuff that if they had money, they just wouldn't do it. Do you know what I mean? They're not gonna, like, if you've got, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, if you've got money, yeah, and you come from money, like, you might not go on this. You might not go into the store to go and steal whatever, milk or something. Do you get what I'm saying? So that, like, if you're stealing milk, but that's like like times are really hard, isn't it? So, but then you could be stealing milk, and then like now you're getting arrested for theft or something. Do you know what I mean? If you got money, then you're not going to be doing that.
I think more so when you got money.
When I got money, how did it change me? Yeah, no, in the same way, bro. Like I have more time, I think I have more empathy with having money. Or money, but just like more success, whatever, just more time for people. I can help people in a way, because, you know, sometimes like when you ain't got much and someone's coming to you and it's just like, they might need your assistance for something, it's just like, nah, man, you ain't even got it. Like, I can't help you. But then when you do, then it's like, actually, nah, man, here, don't even want it back. Here, just use that to help yourself. Do you get me? Because also, like, sometimes, like, you know, lending people money can be like difficult as well. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes, like, if I'm giving someone money, I just prefer to just like, just like take it, and then hopefully it helps.
Does it? I mean, and I love like how you mentioned your family unit, and I think with a lot of artists, when money comes in, but I think obviously it's obvious that this has come from acting, less of music, right? In terms of the financial benefits.
Yeah, definitely.
Does it kind of like not put you to the head of the house, but like there's issues that comes to Ashley because maybe he has the means to fix it? Because I know I'm Nigerian culturally, it's just like, as soon as I go to Nigeria, it's like I get the list of whatever
everyone wants.
Cousins, auntie, uncles, all these things. Because your success now, it's not hidden in terms of like, if you just look, you can see that you're a shining bright star, so to speak. So do you have to then take on board like almost like the family dynamics of what is needed comes to you directly, if at all?
Certain aspects, yeah, but like, I don't think, how I see it anyway, just like having money and finances doesn't make me the head of the house. Do you know what I mean? Just because I've got success in music and, well, success in entertainment, in the entertainment industry, right? My dad and my mum are still the head of the family, and my grandma, you know what I mean? Like, so I still defer to them, do you know what I mean? Like, in terms of like advice, wisdom, what are we doing as a family? Like, you know what I mean? I speak to them about it. They're still the heads of the family. I'm just one person in that who has whatever the finances to be able to help. But that doesn't give me any control, or, I don't call the shots because of that, I don't think. I wouldn't, just stay the same, and just mad respect for my parents and my grandparents, and I listen to what they got to say, you get me? Bro,
with the being independent, like, see, making this type of album, I was
Yeah.
thinking, I was like, is this an album that, if it was to go through a major lens, it would be like this? Because it's only Roses Gabor on as a feature, right?
No, and Scraps and Highly, yeah.
But it's minimal. It's like you're telling your story, right?
Yeah.
Do you think this album could have coexisted on a major label in today's time? Like, do you reckon you would have got the backing to push this kind of project?
Probably, I don't know. Probably, I don't know. I've never had a record deal, ever. No record deal, ever, for my whole career. Never.
That's interesting.
Not even like pretending, or, you know, like sometimes labels can kind of invest in an artist and make it look like, you know, that it's independent. It's maybe not. Like, no, I've never had that. It's always been an investment from myself. I've always sort of like betted on myself, but which I think is important and harder, more difficult, but beneficial in the long run for me, because you start to learn the music business and start to understand the mechanics of how it works from a grassroots level, and then as you grow and develop, then you acquire more knowledge and skills, because a lot of times people can go from maybe zero and then sign a deal but not really understand what they're getting themselves into, or you're getting yourself into. So it's good to, I think, even if you do eventually, even if you do want to go later on, I think it's good to at least understand the business aspect, because at the end of the day, boy, it is the music business, and yeah, you should know it if you're going to be in the music business. You know, I think it's not a joke thing, like, which I think sometimes people think, you know, because it's like, it's a creative industry, yeah? I think people think like it's a joke and you can just, like, I don't know, man, maybe like chase the exposure and the maybe the likes on social media and all those things, and that's cool, but there's a business behind it, and, you know, you want to make sure that you are benefiting from it and not being exploited in a way. It's all being, everything's like exploitation, but you want to make sure that you're not losing out, you know, that you understand what's going on.
Bro, again, I was just looking at my notes, bro. Like, bro, sweet boy turned sour.
Yeah.
It's like that's almost like there's that thing where it's like, and I like how you keep on referencing your family structure. You know what I mean? Mom, dad, grandma. Do you get what I mean? It's like that structure. Not everyone has it.
Nah, not everyone does have it. So I've been very fortunate to have that. And I think getting older and understanding, you understand like the privilege and the blessings that you have. So I fully understand that.
Because like, my parents have been married 45 years.
45 years? That is incredible, man.
So it's like, but then it's that whole thing of like how they raised me, and then once that door opens, and you always had that line was like, when you get out of the door,
yo, when you step outside the house, hey, it's different outside, bro. And it don't matter, listen, man, I'm speaking from a lens of someone from Northwest London, yeah, and West London, yeah, because I grew up in both areas, yeah, but like, I say it later on the album on Blessed, I assume everyone's ends is as violent as mine. So just like, whether you're from South London, East London, North London, St. Paul's in Bristol, Moss Side in Manchester, Whalley Range, like Birmingham, Handsworth, any of them areas there, like, I'm guessing it's the same. You get me? Because when you're coming from, you see, when you're coming from like poverty and you're coming from working class environment, like, that's where the highest crime rates are. That's where it's going off. And it is like, brother, it is like a crabs in a barrel type mentality sometimes, man, where people are just they're trying to get out by any means necessary. They're trying to do it. So, yeah. So that's what you're interacting with when you step outside that house, boy. When it's not just like mum's cooking and you get me? Your dad's there to protect you if your dad's still around, you know. If you have a, you know, if your big brother's still around, if you have I was the eldest child, so I was really figuring it out by myself, you know, like going out. Sometimes maybe like a sibling, if you got like a younger sibling, then you can maybe impart some of the wisdom on them, like, you know. But me, I was just figuring it out, boy. Man, never had no big brother to go and get and be like, yo, I'm gonna get. I never had that, boy. It was, you know, you're gonna hold this smoke, boy. Yeah, I did have cousins who would always like come like and help me, but still, yeah, bro, it's real out there, man. And I feel for the next generation now as well, Carl. Boy, our generation was mad and it was going off and there's things happening, but see this new generation with the camera phones and the WhatsApp and that, boy, it just happens quickly, boy.
And you illustrated like these are kind of like the signposts where it's not necessarily you, it's just
the environment, bro, the surroundings. Yeah, bro, I've been saying it, man, and like because you know, I've even been really discerning about where I even go and speak about the album, you know. So and it's not being snooty or anything. It's just I just need to be in places where I feel safe, that I can speak about the album and not feel judged, or like I can have an articulate conversation with someone like yourself that we can break it down in a certain way, yeah. But yeah, that's what I've been saying, that like, listen, man, you can come from mum and dad both in the house and go outside and it be mad, you get me, and people walk down a certain path. Or you could come from a home that might be maybe not mum and dad's in the house, and it be maybe a more like single parent family home, and kids from those houses can still go on to do amazing things. So there's no single rule, do you get me? Like, oh yeah, kids that come from this type of house are gonna turn out this way. Nah, bro. And like, when you're outside, it's literally, bro, it's like a lottery, and it's like decisions. It's just like how your decision making at that age as well. So like when you're young and you're a teenager or like early 20s and that, like that can literally dictate the rest of your life, bro. You know, like one decision can literally change the whole trajectory of your life. And that's, you know, I say it on Sweet Boys Turn Sour, right? I explain that on one of the lines on there. And that's why man's not better than, just because I've made something from my career and I've managed to sort of get some level of success, right, in my career, that don't actually mean that I'm like better than my man who didn't. It's just like decisions. Do you get me? And like I made some bad decisions that I got away with. That's allowed me to continue. But if you don't get away with it, then man's not sitting here talking to you. Man's not in Hollywood. Man's not got this album out and doing stuff. It's one decision, bro. So that's what I kind of guess the album's like that. And it's not even in a preachy way. It's just like these are the facts of how serious it is where we're from.
There's a part I wanted to pick up on for a lot of artists today. And we've spoken about this even in the last interview 11 years ago, when you were a bus driver, right? And a lot of people, and it goes back to Getz, when Getz was saying to me in my interview, it was like, there was a time when he started like having to deliver like...
Okay,
so he was saying, there's a time when life is really real. It was like, bro, I'm about to have a youth. This whole just being an artist and feeling like I can't have a job. And I remember the time when you had a job, you was driving a bus. People tried to mock it at them times, like, oh, hey, Bashy drives a bus. And obviously the internet wasn't what it is now, but what made you feel like, pride aside, there's nothing more public than driving a bus in the ends, yeah? What made you feel okay to feel like, I don't care what people say, or if you did care, to still have a normal job?
For me, I've got my own mind, and I try not to be influenced by other people in a negative way, especially. You know, I just try to think what's right and then do that. It's literally on my vision board in my house, man. It's like, I swear, in big letters, it always says, like, big letters, it says, do the right thing. And then one of the other things it says on my vision board is like, don't jeopardize your opportunity for anything stupid. And I see that every day before I leave my house, yeah. And when I say opportunity, I mean, yeah, now, like, because I'm thriving and I'm doing well, yeah. But I also mean just like the opportunity that my grandma and them lot sacrificed to get me here in the UK, yeah, and make sure that my generation's got opportunity, right? Can literally, I wanted to be an actor and a musician, and so I am, yeah. That's freedom, you know, bro. To be able to be like, no, I want to do that, and then my parents support me and my family be like, okay, cool, go for that, and then become that, yeah. So I try not to do anything to jeopardize that. With the bus driving, I don't know, man. I saw my parents working, so I thought it was all right. Yeah, I've got people in my family that maybe do other stuff, but I just feel as though, yeah, bro, driving a bus, it's just like, yeah, fuck it, man. I need a job, man. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I was a postman before that as well. I haven't really spoken on that, but I was a postman. I was a postman in Hampstead. So I had proper jobs, and I worked in Urban Outfitters. I don't even want to say proper jobs. I mean more like conventional jobs, you know what I mean? Like, so I had those jobs. And then before that, I think I worked in, there's a shop called like Shelley's shoe shop in Regent Street, front facing bait, but you got to do what you got to do, man. And then I worked in a butcher's when I was a bit younger as well, man. I was just sweeping up the butcher's, wiping down the stuff, and then that was my first job, stacking the cans. But I think people, especially I think maybe our culture and that, without getting too, like, I never tell people what they should do, you get me? I only tell, like, even when I'm giving my friends advice, I just tell people what you could do, yeah? I just say, oh, you could do this. Right? I think language is important in that way, you get me? Because when someone says, oh, you should do this, I think, what? Do you know what I mean? So I think what we could do, man, just as a community, as a culture, is like, not look down on that kind of thing, like working. And I think it's good. Like, I think, and it's a thing maybe, I don't know if it's a UK thing or I don't know, I'm not sure. Because say like, when I spend a lot of time in America, right? I've been there for like the last 10 years, right? And I see like a lot of people working, bro, like that are from our community. Like when I say our community, yes, people that look like us, but also just from working class people. Like you're just seeing people like, they're working in Chick-fil-A, they work in the McDonald's, they're working in the airport. But people are working, like, working, bro. And I feel like here, sometimes it's like, I don't know, it's like some people don't want to, it's like, oh, well, later, I'm not doing that, that's not cool. But like, nah, it's all right to work, man, and earn your wages and stack and have a goal as well. Do you get what I'm saying? That doesn't need to be the end. You know what I mean? You could work and then you want to create as well. All right, cool. So then work, stack your dough, be disciplined, and then utilize that funds and that savings to help further your creative endeavor, you know? And I don't think you could just be like, I think it's rare and it's lucky if you can just do your art, yeah, and pop off immediately, and that's, you know what I mean? I think that happens that story doesn't really happen all the time, where like you just put out your song or your paintings or your acting or your script writing and it just pops off immediately. That's rare that happens, you get me? So I think people, myself included, and that's why I try to add like some positive story to it. Like, yeah, man, it's okay to work and it's okay to have a job, and fuck feeling the pressure to go and do something that's not something that you don't need to be doing, man.
But you know, I was thinking about, and it comes again with the album, is I'll share a story with you. If you want it taken out, we'll take it out.
Yeah.
I was talking to Donatella.
Okay.
She was like, we'll talk about your album.
Yeah.
She's like, Ashley was out. He stayed with me for some time. And she was like, I saw him every day working to do like going for castings and this and that. She's like, I'm so happy to see him succeed.
Yeah.
Because I saw firsthand his dedication.
Yeah.
Like getting up, going for scripts and roles and this and that. And I was like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, we were just talking about other stuff and and I was like, bro, you really like, there's a lot of unseen things that have played in your development. We're talking about an album, but the things from before, decision making, just a lot of things that you've done. But even that period of time when you were like still trying to work and figure it out, like what kept you going? Like what was the belief system that kept you going if you were getting rejections, knockbacks? And if the resources weren't there economically at the time, what kept the drive?
Yeah, no, that can stay in the interview, that's fine. Yeah. Or the talk or whatever, it can stay in. Yeah, no, big up Donatella as well, man, because like, yeah, I was, when I was in LA, I was trying to, man was hustling, bro. Man was like, not hustling in that way, man was like, just, hustling, man, just trying to make it work, bro. And I'd sort of run out of any music money that I had, really, that was gone. And I never really made any proper, like, solid money from music, just being honest, had enough maybe to like get by in little bits and do stuff. But when I went to LA, what happened? I remember I had my car in the UK, brother. I just sold everything, bro. Everything was, brother, I just sold everything. Like any like expensive clothes that I had, anything like that, brother, I just put it on. This is before, is there something called Vinted now? Something like that. You put clothes on things. This is before all that, brother. Man, just put it on eBay, sold everything, And then I had a certain amount of money, and then I got offered, I had an audition for a series in America for HBO called The Night Of, So that was my first break in America. So I did that show, I got flown out there. I was gonna spend some money on a visa, and then HBO said they would pay for my visa, and I was like, fuck, because that was that visa money plus the trip, that was just gonna wipe out my dough, you get me? But they was like, no, we'll pay for it. So I was like, fuck, just like thankful, you get me? So then I've flown to New York now, and then they've got me in this mad expensive hotel. So I'm in this mad hotel. But I can't even really move in the hotel, you get me? I can't order room service or that. Man is out. I ain't got no dough to be doing that, you get me? So I would go to the little corner, on the little bodega on the corner and get food from there. And then I would take food home from the set, and then boom. So I'd have lunch on set, and then boom, I'd bring food home, like take extra, boom, eat that in the hotel and that. And then I think back then, I swear they would give you they give you something called per diems. So for anyone who doesn't know what per diems are, it's like a daily cash flow that they'll give you, small amount, maybe it's like $60. And it's all relative, right? $60 might be a lot to someone, so I understand that, But it's like $20 breakfast, lunch, and dinner, But I was not spending that, bro. I was saving that every day. So then I would just know, because I was out there for ages, like 4.5 months. Every 10 days, that's $600. That's just how I was seeing that. So I just wasn't spending that money. Just boom, stacking that. And then I went to LA on my 30th birthday, because I always said I would go to LA when I'm 30 to pursue acting. So I did that. So I flew there on my birthday. And I remember my mum saying, my mum had like some dough, and she was like, oh, you can have it, like, have it. She was like, I know you're gonna make it out there. Like, this is like my last money, bro. I swear I could fucking cry, bro. Like, she said, oh, this is my last money, like, take it. And I said, no, I'm not gonna take it. Like, just, I'll go out there and get me. So then I went out there and then bruv, that's why, man, big up Donatello, because you said, bruv, Donatello was like, oh, like, where you staying out here? And I can't even remember now, bro. I think I was like sofa surfing or something like that. Because, brother, man couldn't afford to just be renting out an apartment and moving like that at that time, yeah? Because it was just mad time for me, you get me? I was just like, just on the cusp of finding success in America. I just finished the night of, but I haven't been paid yet. Because the money, so, bruv, man was just like... And then Donatello was like, well, listen, I got a place, you know, if you want to stay, like, can come and stay. Brother, ask her, man, brother, I just slept on the floor, bro. Yeah, man, just...
Pulled out the blanket
Yeah, bro, so it's the truth. It's not man's... Yeah, she's told you firsthand, you get me? Man made a little bed on the living room floor, a pillow, like a quilt, and then another quilt, and that's how I would sleep. And then I would wake up in the morning, fold it back neatly, put it in the corner, leave her place, tidy and that, and then go and audition and take meetings. That's what man was doing for like fucking months, bro. And then I didn't want to overstay there, so then I went somewhere else and stayed for a little while. My brethren, Rania and Ty, who's an actor in America, they let me stay on their couch. I stayed there for a bit. And then another friend, Cascade, another one of my brethrens, let me stay at her house as well. So those people are really helping me. Yeah, man never violated as well. You know, just like when you stay at someone's place, like, because you know some people just take the piss, but man will, you know, like, I didn't have much money, but man, I'm gonna buy a little food and that, buy some juice, put it in the yard. If I see something's ran out, okay, cool, you're out of fucking washing up liquid, boom, I'm gonna go and buy the washing up liquid, you get me? Can't pay you rent really, but man can make myself useful, keep it tidy and that. That's how man was moving, bro, out there. But then yeah, then I got 24 and then, then it was different still after that, yeah.
Bro, and I don't want you to be seen, again, language is important. Do you feel like you're proof of concept in a way? No, seriously, like in terms of like... Because it's like, there's many people...
That's funny.
Because there's many people who will know, who don't want to be like, but I did it this way, so you could do it too. But it's like, it is somewhat like, not a figurehead, but there's a reference point. Yeah. You know, we don't really have the American dream here.
Yeah.
We have a few of you guys who've gone over there, and even you saying that story, that's, everyone looks at like the result, and that's the part they focus on. But the stories of like, I mean, whether you had the faith or not, but I don't know if too many people are going to want to sleep on too many floors for more than a week, bro. And for you to be doing that for months, still going, and that's what I'm saying. I'm tying it back to even when you're driving the bus, all these other things. It shows it's more of your character, in essence, that I see, or the development of your character.
Thank you. Respect.
A bit of humility as well, because the dream is still there to be chased.
Yeah, I think, listen, man, I think it's like, it's not... The only time you don't make it is when you give up. Yeah. That's the only time. Until then, you're still trying to get there, innit? You're trying to make it. So, yeah, that's all it was, man. I just believed that I could. And I remember, like, I think Idris Elba, when he went to America, I think he didn't work for 4 years. Yeah. I think that's what he said. So then when I was like 1 year and 2 years, and I was thinking, I got to get to 4 before man even start thinking, is this gonna work? You get me? Like yeah, bro, you just got to work and believe, bro. And because I think, this is what I do think as well, I think nothing even matters when you do make it and you get there. Nothing, doesn't matter now. Oh, man were laughing when man was driving the bus. Doesn't matter now. Do you get me? Cool, I was sleeping on floors and couches and doing that, trying to get on. Does it matter? It doesn't even matter now. Like, you can't even laugh at it. Do you get me? Oh, cool. I had to maybe, I don't know, like, say like I bought a house with my mum, yeah, but then I had to stay there as well, and I didn't have enough money for a place of my own at a certain time, yeah, so I had to live there, like, till quite late on in life, you get me? But where I'm at now, it don't even matter, you get me? Nothing, that stuff don't even matter now. Who cares? Do you get me? I got there in the end, and all that stuff just builds the character, builds the story, builds resilience. Yeah, just, you got to do what you got to do, man. And I tried to do it without putting myself in trouble and doing something that maybe is going to end up risking my freedom, you know? Because, yeah, that would, it'd be hard for me to be pursuing acting and music if my freedom's gone. And that is the thing that has really elevated me and my family out of being poor, you get me? Just been able to, and when I say poor, I mean not just money, yeah, because that's helped, but also just like what I'm exposed to and the rooms that I'm in and the knowledge and information that has been passed to me when I'm in the rooms. Like, man, sitting down with darkest bees, you get me? Like, having conversations, that's the highest position black music executive in this country who's seen mad success, but I get to have a conversation and understand the mechanics of the music business. It's important, you know, but then he's passed me that information. Now I can pass that information to a next young brother, working class from the ends, that wants to know about, how'd you get this or whatever. I just tell you, innit? I can tell you because I've been given that information from him, but then I can also tell you because I've been an independent artist and no distribution deal, know about, you know, splits and just everything. Yeah, just whatever, man.
Bro, last couple of questions, yeah. They're basically 2 in 1. And they will split across acting and music.
Yeah.
So what lessons have you learned in music?
Yeah.
And what lessons have you learned in acting? I'll say the acting industry, I guess the industries. Yeah. What lessons have you learned in those two?
Like film and television industry, just one of the lessons, bro, is like not compromising on the art and the craft, and staying true to yourself. Whenever I've been true to who I am, that's when I've won the most. That's when I've had the most progress. That's when I've succeeded the most. Like now, like musically, there's never been a response like this for one of my projects or my album. This album is taking me to places that back then man was dreaming of, you get me? There's a group of professors that are working on a symposium about the album to break down the album and publishing papers about the album and its impact on the culture and what I'm talking about and breaking it down, yeah? And then I think there's something like trying to get it into schools and stuff, and then someone who's done I think there's like a youth program like being built around the album now, yeah, about like understanding the potholes and the sort of choices that you're making that's like in Westminster and Brent now, yeah. So all these things are happening, but this is just for me being myself, not trying to be anything else, not glamorizing anything. So it lets you know that, you don't need all the external stuff to be a shining light. You get me? You don't need all of that to have an impact or grab people's attention. You just got to be as true as possible. Yeah. So that's, I think maybe from music is that, and that, what else? Yeah, and just learning the music business as well. I think that's important. I think having an understanding of that, being independent and having like a really solid team around me, I've learning the business more and just having success in that, you know? And then from acting and that, film and television and that, what about? That one, you just gotta... Fuck, I don't know what I've learned from that, man. Fucking mad lessons, bro. Mad lessons. But just, yeah, one, that is possible. Do you know what I mean? Because it used to feel impossible, do you get me? Seeing people that look like you on the TV. So just that is possible. And that, just keep working hard, man. Just keep working hard, bro. Like, everything. I just take everything mad. Like, I take it all like lightly, but at the same time, I take it serious though. Like, man's serious, man's on. When I say I'm grinding, I'm working hard. Like, I'm not passing up opportunities, and that I'm thankful for my opportunity. So now, man's grinding, bro. I'm not taking my foot off the gas. Like, even my acting agent, she says it. She's like, fucking hell, like, you're here and you're still, like, man's grinding like man ain't got, like, anything. Like, that level of grind, especially in acting. If that self-tape comes in, I'm doing it today, tomorrow. It's back. I want my foot in the door first. Like, yeah, bro. So, same with music, man. Man's, and not over, and build, like, small progress is good, you know? I think, and develop. It's just like I got 2 shows, right? Sold out. Yeah, thank you, yeah. 2 headline shows sold out back to back. But I've done it in my community. I've done it in my area, like where I, like, so just doing that, you get me? Man could have gone somewhere fancy where, I don't know, a different venue, but it's like, nah, man, do it in the ends, do it in the community. Just, if you keep it real and keep it close, I swear it works, man.